Hey there, everyone. Another great day in the markets yesterday. I want to show you what we have to look forward to in the charts today, the critical things that we want to be paying attention to, whether it's the indices in the stock market or Bitcoin actually has something pretty darn incredible going on right now. We want to go and check that out. You're going to give an update for gold and then also Big Bear AI and then also Rigetti as well. And then finally, at the end of that, Dollar Tree, I also want to toss in there. So tons of things to talk about, tons of technicals to show you. And I'll tell you what, the wins keep on printing over at the Discord. 30% yesterday, and then I also got another, I think 11 or 15%. I had to check that one. And then I did have a loser, a 3% loser yesterday. But with all the winners on top of it, that one, I guess we're going to take our lumps every once in a while. The other panel experts over there also celebrating those successes. You guys can come and see everything that we have to offer. We have a joint Discord. You can find the link down in the description. 1,000 members already part of that community, and it's growing all the time. It is the best community I've ever been a part of, and the products and services are seemingly endless when you sign up for that earner tier. I'll tell you more about it later. In the meantime, let's just get into the charts. So let's kick things off with QQQ. There we go, tracking the Nasdaq 100. And when we take a look at this, something I really want you to hone in on, and it's something that I talked about a couple of days ago. We'll get to the technicals in a moment here, but something that I really think you should pay attention to is yesterday's candle and this blue line coming right across here, because that is the 20-day simple moving average. And that is the first sign that we could be climbing up higher from where we're at right now. We do have these previous peaks to take on that we just haven't gotten to yet. One of those is at 465 and the other one is at 467.83. So where we peak out yesterday, we peaked out at 463.38. But we do, once we get up above that, that would be the second sign to get higher highs in there. And then also the RSI, which is down here quite a bit. And I should be able to click on that for you. There we go. We're currently at 47.83. So the RSI still a little bit low. We have to get that cross above 50. We're sitting on top of 20, which is a good thing. We still have a lower high, but we do have higher lows coming up. So a little bit of consolidation or signs of consolidation there. We also want to see that big volume pump come into play. We just don't have it yet. We did back on April the 7th and April the 9th. Yesterday, the volume's up a little bit, but not the explosive thing that we'd be hoping for. So we really want to see that push to higher highs. We want to stay on top of the 20. If we bring up the EMAs on this, this will also show you what we're looking at. We're up above the 5 and the 13. That's a bullish thing. We do need to see the 5 cross the 13, so this green over the yellow, that's also going to be a very bullish sign for us. So for the Qs, watch that 20-day. We need to stay on top of it. Also in the near term, the RSI, putting in a higher high, staying on top of the 5 and 13, getting the 5 and the 13 to cross. Those are going to be the bullish signs we want to watch for the Qs. Moving over to SPY, you can see this trend line coming down across the tops of these. Matter of fact, over here on the Qs, we have a similar trend lines going on. Let me reset the view so you guys can see it. And I do have two separate ones. I'm not going to go through it in this video, but basically we closed down below the first, but stayed on top the second one. We want to get on top of both those trend lines anyway, but that's a minor note compared to what I told you with the moving averages. For SPY, you can see that we're down below. We actually peaked at this trend line. We confirmed that. We have 1, 2, 3. We had 3 touches going back to April the 2nd, and then we touched against that again today. So you'll notice once again, if I take down those markings that I have on here, we closed just below that blue 20-day. We want to get back on top of that, and we want to stay on top of that. The next thing to do is to get on top of that trend line that I had just shown you, the one that was just right up here for you. That's the next bullish thing that we want to see if we get there. The RSI, by the way, once again, just below 50. We need to cross up above 50. And if we bring up the EMAs on this, there we go, the 5 and the 13. We're above both of them. Early bullish signs, but not quite bullish enough yet. Not enough confluence to make anything really significant out of it yet, but we do want to be watchful because, like I said, we see those early signs that something could take place in the very near future for us. We want to see the 5 and the 13 cross, just like with the Qs. Right now above them, good. Crossing them, even better. And then this 50 is still up there, about 556 right now. RSI, we want to get up above 50. IWM, check this out. I talked about these trend lines, and if you look at the monthly chart here, I'll show you just for a quick moment. There we go, and we'll reset the view. I said that IWM, tracking the Russell 2000 stocks, comes to life below green. It dies above red. And I also said that we want to watch, we can get resistance off of that white part of the bull channel that we're in right now. And guys, that's exactly what we got yesterday, is that we got pretty darn close to that white line and then sold off. We stayed up above the 20-day, It's a good thing to see that close. We want to keep that 20-day, just like with SPY, just like with QQQ. And where are we in a exponential moving average, the very near term technicals? We still need the 5 to cross the 13. RSI, once again, still below 50. So very similar looks across all the major indices that I'm going here with, the ETFs for them. So the Nasdaq 100 with QQQ, S&P 500 with SPY, and then for IWM, that's the Russell 2000 stocks. So Bitcoin, what are we looking at for Bitcoin? I'll leave the technicals up here for you. We overtook these previous peaks that we have here on March the 24th and then April the 2nd. And now we're trying to compete with this peak that we had on March the 2nd of 95,152. We're at 94,700 is that most recent peak. And check out what I said was the resistance area. That's turned into a support area. As soon as you get on top of any resistance, it's now support. And same thing for support. When you get rejected off of support, when it's above it, the whole floor becomes the ceiling, ceiling becomes the floor. So supports and resistance are shared. It depends on what side you're on with those candles. So we are finding support. We retested so far. Support is holding for us. This could be that next bullish leg for Bitcoin, which actually does have an RSI above 50. So we're in bullish territory, but not overbought. And if I take down the simple moving averages, which by the way, we're above the 200-day, we have the 20 crossing the 50, which is also hugely bullish. So we have RSI above 50. We have a moving average cross with faster over slower. That's a bullish thing. We're above the 200-day. That's bullish. We want to get the 50 up above the 200. If we can get that 50 to cross back up above the 200, that's even better. So for Bitcoin, we could be seeing that bullish moment happening. It could be in the near term, which could send us up to the 98,451. And that's going to be a really tough line to break. But if we can break it, that gives us a clear shot at taking on the previous all-time highs, by the way, which we still have not in the history of Bitcoin sat on top of the 106,615 or the 107,179. Those are the lines. That area of resistance is the area to sit on top of. And if we can do it, then we're going to take a look at fresh all-time highs with that support as the next launching point for Bitcoin, which then 113.7, 122, almost 123. So gold, just to go over this real quickly for you, I talked about there was a resistance and we got it. And then this area of resistance before is now support. So once again, the ceiling became the floor for us, finding that support so far for those gold prices. Dollar Tree still has the gap to fill up to 94.20, and we did see a little bit of a up yesterday, but cooling off a little bit from being over $85 per share. So I still think that movement's coming. I do want to see it come back and retest a little bit support before I jump back into anything. Big Bear AI. Let me take down the Bollinger Bands for you. There we are. And what am I looking at right here? I'm looking for this candle to actually sit on top of the 13. So it's not time for me to jump in yet, but we do want to get the 5 to sit on top, to cross the 13. We're going to sit on top of both of those. We want the RSI to climb. So we're still missing that volume catalyst as well for this penny stock play that I put out yesterday. I'm watchful for it, hoping something good happens from it. Rigetti, consolidation pattern is what we have on this one. We did break out at the top of this. We retested support. Didn't make a move on it yet because I want to see us cross up above the 50 EMA. If we can, I think that can be that moment. The RSI is right. And then also what we have for the moving averages, the 5 and 13 are crossing each other, have crossed each other as of yesterday. We could see that move coming to Rigetti in the near future, especially if it's volume supported. I do want to see the price cross back up above the 50 EMA, which is this red line across here, before I make any sort of move on it. Guys, all these technicals, all my analyses, you can see them over at the Discord. Make sure when you sign up, use the earner tier so you can see the expert trades that are over there and the expert chats that are over there to see the analyses, the trades, the buys, the sells. There's also a trade wins channel where you can see the community wins that are out there. You can be part of the celebration that is over there. Everybody there to help support each other towards financial freedom and building the alpha in our portfolios. I like to use options, technical analysis, and also the bread recipe trading strategy. You guys can learn about all of those using the link for Stockmo Academy down in the description. If you bundled the 2 courses for options and technical analysis, it saves you a ton of cash. And if you use code word DOCTOR, DOCTOR, when you sign up for those courses, that's going to save you a ton as well. Guys, find those links down in the description. Make sure when you sign up for the Discord, when you join us, use that earner tier so you get unrestricted access to everything that is offered to the community over there. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. We'll see you next video.